This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Tuesday, February 27th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. Visit Indy Executive Vice President Chris Gall says all signs point to positive reactions to Indianapolis hosting the 2024 NBA All-Star Game and the festivities surrounding it. An estimated 190,000 visitors descended upon downtown Indy, which the Indiana Pacers said was the largest attendance for All-Star Weekend in 14 years.
When we look at all the social media chatter and traditional media chatter about the host city, Indy, it's all positive, even with the snow flurries. When we talk to visitors and do intercept studies with them on how we did and how they felt their time was here in Indianapolis, positive. When we talk to our hotel partners, our partners at the airport, the sports corps, both sides of Market Street, the governor's office and mayor's office, we're getting positive reports in terms of how Indy did and how we fared as a team for this big event.
Meanwhile, the NBA's Joey Graziano told the IBJ he is hopeful that the All-Star festivities could serve as a launching pad for future collaborations between the league and the city. The Federal Trade Commission has sued to block a proposed merger between grocery giants Kroger and Albertsons, saying the $24.6 billion deal would eliminate competition and lead to higher prices for millions of Americans. Both companies said that they will challenge the agency in court. Kroger and Albertsons, two of the nation's largest grocers, agreed to merge in October 2022. The companies said a merger would help them better compete with Walmart, Amazon, Costco, and other big rivals. Terre Haute-based Hallador Energy Company is planning to idle production at two of its coal mines and cut 110 jobs. The company said the move is part of a restructuring of its Sunrise Coal division meant to strengthen its financial and operational efficiency. The affected mines are the Freelandville Center Pit in Knox County and the Prosperity Mine in Pike County. A timeline for the closures and layoffs was not provided. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, one goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
Fort Wayne Mayor Tom Henry announced Monday afternoon that he has been diagnosed with late-stage stomach cancer. During a media briefing, Henry said he intends to continue serving as mayor, though his prognosis, quote, is not exactly encouraging.
My initial scans have shown that the cancer is currently spreading through my lymph nodes and to other organs in my body. Because of that, my prognosis is not good. However, I will be starting chemotherapy next week and will proceed from there. I assure you that I have complete confidence in my team, those that are in charge of my care, and those that help me run this administration. I also have confidence in my ability to carry out my term as your mayor for as long as God permits.
Henry's wife Cindy died last month, a year after she announced her diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. The former Franciscan Health Hammond Hospital could get new life as a technology center designed for quantum computing. Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report Quantum Corridor Inc. is looking to partner with Purdue University Northwest on the project, which could bring multiple high-tech companies to downtown Hammond. CEO Tom Dakich says establishing a tech center in the hospital, which closed at the end of 2022, would bring big benefits to the city. Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott agreed, saying the project would make Hammond one of the few places in the country with access to quantum computing capabilities. Both the city and Quantum Corridor have been in talks with Purdue Northwest about the project. Quantum Corridor is an Indianapolis-based company looking to drive business adoption of quantum computing in the Midwest by building a fiber optic network it says would be 1,000 times faster than traditional internet networks. Indiana senators ditched a bill on Monday that would have changed the definition of toxic PFAS chemicals to exempt those that Hoosier manufacturers want to keep using.
House Bill 1399 would have carved out more than 5,000 forever chemicals from being defined as such by the state and its Environmental Rules Board. The proposal sought to proactively exempt the chemicals in case state or federal regulators try to ban them in the future. But Republican Senator Rick Niemeyer, who chairs the Senate Environmental Affairs Committee, said Monday that he viewed the bill as, quote, being a little proactive. He noted that PFAS regulation proposals must go through the state's Environmental Rules Board, which he said would take a minimum of 18 months. The Senate committee heard nearly 3 hours of testimony on the bill last week. It previously passed out of the House in a 64-30 vote along party lines. Proponents of the bill, which included many of the chemical manufacturing industry, said the definition change is needed to preserve the use of PFAS in essential items like lithium batteries, laptop computers, semiconductors, pacemakers, and defibrillators. Critics said the legislation could allow products that contain the toxic chemicals to wrongly be labeled as PFAS-free. The chemicals are used to make a variety of non-stick, waterproof, and stain-resistant products like cookware, cosmetics, carpets, and clothing. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Beck's Hybrids CEO Sonny Beck is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.